I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. This is Stop Drinking Alcohol 59. First of all, the forum should be up by the end of the week, and I just wanted to ask for any suggestions for the topics. I've got, first of all, just the general section, then a section for where people can come in and do their own diaries, that kind of thing. A section for newbies, one for people that have passed the year mark, just to, give out their advice and their experiences. So if you have any suggestions at all for topics that you'd like to see with their own section, then give me a shout here or over on the website. Another thing is that we've got a very kind lady who's anonymously donated her time and energy to making a calendar, sort of a progress chart. So that's in its final stages, so as soon as that's finished, you'll be able to download it. It'll be an A4 size thing that you can stick on your fridge or wherever you want to stick it, and just chart your progress. It's very difficult sometimes to have that visual thing that reminds you of where you're going. So it's really nice, and it's very upbeat and bright, and I can't wait to put it out there. It's going to be it's a lot of fun. So this week's success story is from a guy called Dean, who sent me an email over on the website, and he said, just a quick note to let you know that I am still at it. I've passed 90 days without really thinking about it. I'm feeling great. I hit my goal weight of 170, so down 20 pounds. I think I'll try to go for 5 more because, like you, I'm having trouble with the beer gut. It's so much smaller, but still there. My wife claims that she can't see it, but I do. Life is so much better living like this. I see why you want to make it a big part of your life, spreading the word and helping people figure out what you and I now know. Take care, Dean. Cool story, 90 days is brilliant. The more I go on with this, the more I listen to people with problems, the more I see alcohol around me in everyday life. The message that I want to try and spread is about this normalcy. The fact that everyone thinks that it's normal to drink, and that there is a responsible way of drinking. And I'm not going against drinking as such, or alcohol. I'm not saying it shouldn't play a part in society, but you can't have that double standard. You can't have a legal drink which is causing the most harm in our society, and all the other drugs are illegal. Some of them which are way, way, way less harmful than alcohol. I don't think a complete ban on drugs is going to do anything. I mean, all you have to do is look at prohibition in America in the 1930s to see that never worked, and it will never work. But can people not see that that's exactly the same thing as what's happening to all drugs? When you prohibit something, you just drive it into the hands of criminals, and proper criminals. You criminalize people for using, who shouldn't be criminalized, and it's just organized crime all over again. When I grew up, and I'm sure yours is the same story, it was always that alcohol was normal. It was something our parents did, it was something our teachers did, it was something the local priest did it in front of you in the church, It was something the police did, it was something judges did, politicians did. Drinking is something that doctors and nurses do. But when you look back at cigarettes, it's also something that doctors and nurses used to do, but you'll find very few of them doing it now, because you walk into a doctor's surgery, how can he tell you the dangers of quitting drinking or quitting smoking and be there with the stink of tobacco in his office? He can't. Everyone knows it now, and it's got to the stage where you are a social pariah if you smoke cigarettes. And in some places it's going to be banned altogether. In any public places, the only place you'll be able to smoke will be in your own home. Whatever you think about that, is a different story, but it's very difficult to see the danger when everybody is doing it around you, especially when they say, well, you know, you can drink once you get to 18. Everyone says you can drink. It says it everywhere. On outside of pubs, it says 18 years and over, 21 years and over in some places, or whatever, you know. But there's a specific date when you can go in and you can legally buy alcohol. And then on the other side of the coin, there is the illegal drugs. The drugs that have been made illegal by our society. They're illicit. If you could get caught taking them, you could land yourself up with a lengthy prison sentence. All the evidence points to the fact that the most dangerous drug that is being used in our society in terms of personal bodily harm and harm to the society is alcohol. And yet we there as drug users saying, well, what we're doing is all right, and you know what other people are doing, heroin users, cocaine users, LSD users, ecstasy users, cat users, it's all you know, they're wrong and they should be criminals. You know, as long as we live our life with our heads firmly buried in the sand to our own drug problems, and we have this double standard, then nothing is ever going to change. You know, the real problem for me is the children that are growing up now. They're innocent. They look to us, adults, for advice and guidance on what is right and what is wrong, what is going to hurt us and what is not going to hurt us. You know, the right path to take. And we show by example. We lead by example. And when that example is a double standard, then it's so dangerous, you know. I really do not want to see my grandchildren growing up in a world where the adults are partaking in such a dangerous bending of the truth, and all for the sake of so that they can carry on taking their drug of choice. If you have any questions or comments at all, then I'd love to hear them. If you've got any success stories especially, you know, there's people trying to give up alcohol all the time. There's people, millions and millions of people who have successfully stopped drinking. You know, it's not something that cannot be done. Most of these people have quit on their own without any help from anyone else, and they haven't dropped dead. They haven't, you know, had serious mental injuries or anything like that. So it can be done, and it has been done. So it's great to share those stories of success and how people are feeling much better now, much better in their lives, and they're leading better lives now without alcohol, that they've woken up, you know. If you don't want me to mention your name, I won't, you know. I'll do this anonymously. It's only if you tell me that. I mean, I'll always ask for permission anyway. If I'm going to do something, I'll send you an email just to ask you for your permission to talk about the story. And like I say, if you don't want me to mention your name, I won't. If you want to give me a different name, I don't mind that either. It's just, it is for the stories. It is for to try and give people the confidence that it is happening. You know, people are doing this. So, until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for Alcohol Mastery. Onwards and upwards.